Thank you. And Ronnie is not necessarily able to be with us today because they had a unexpected operation going on. And we're going to be down quite a few board members today. But I am going to do roll call and we are going to still have discussions. I just think we'll be taking any votes via email for those who are not on the board and for transparency's sake. So we'll call to the order at 9:32. And for roll call, I am here. Is Sarah Shover here? I think.
Morning, I'm here.
Oh, good. That's you. Under
Yeah.
Colorado Nina Apco. Great.
Yeah, I don't know why, because I was in my Microsoft Outlook and connected to the Zoom from there. So I don't know why it's making me Colorado Nina Apco.
Because it's Zoom. That's fine.
Yeah, probably. Also, I know Jackie's not going to be here. I sent my email to you late, but she had given me a few things to just touch on for her on her behalf. So
No problem. Thank you for that. And look forward to her update via you. Jody has a standing conflict meeting, so she won't be here. But I do see Kathy Rayleigh.
I'm here.
Sarah is out on medical leave. She will join us for, I believe, the October meeting. Nate emailed to say that he was out, but I see Brittany here. Hello, Brittany. Gina is here, but has no microphone or camera, so we'll be looking for her in the chat. Chris Carnahan is on vacation, and I see Scott Hartman here. Welcome, Scott.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. So I think, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And do we have a quorum? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We barely have half. So to be transparent and fair, we will take any votes today via email after the meeting. And if anybody wants to see the results of those votes, we will be happy to share. So did everybody get a chance to review the August 26, 2025 minutes? And if so, do we have a motion to approve?
This is Kathy. I make a motion to approve the August 26, 2025 minutes as written.
Thank you, Kathy. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Brittany. Any further discussion? And anybody opposed to approving the minutes? All right, motion carries. Thank you. Next up, we have appreciation. This is a time for anyone in the meeting to offer appreciation for anyone else present or absent. As a reminder, our board meetings and our chapter meetings are open to all participants. So please don't think that the conversation is limited to only board members. We want to hear from everyone here. So does anyone have appreciation this morning?
Jennifer, this is Michael at Summit. I would raise my hand, but that does not appear to be a function anymore.
Please go ahead.
I just want to thank Grand County. We had a couple issues recently with our 911 lines where they rolled over to Grand, and I just want to appreciate them for taking those and being a good partner for us.
Awesome. Thanks, Michael, and thanks, Grand County. Kathy.
I found where to raise and lower your hand. It's in the react thing. But that's not what I was going to say. I was going to say, I want to say thank you to Connie Johnson. I know that she is doing 2 jobs basically, but I so appreciate anytime we send something to her or I send something to her like, hey, can you send this out statewide? I see it usually in the next couple of days. So I really appreciate that. Thanks, Connie.
You're very welcome and thank you.
Awesome. Thank you both. Who else has appreciation?
this is Sarah. I've got one. I'm going to throw out real quick. This is for Gina for the awards committee because I know she's had a lot on her plate right now, and we had a meeting last week on Friday, and needed a flyer, and she banged that thing out so quick, and it's amazing. So I just wanted to say thank you, Gina. I love your artistic abilities, and the flyers always look great. So thank you for doing that.
Awesome. Thank you, Sarah, and thank you, Gina. Who else?
I would just like to say on a personal note, some of you know that I lost my mother about a week ago, and many people have reached out and offered kind words, and I just really appreciate all the love from the 911 community.
Scott, we are very sorry for your loss. Please accept all of
Thank
our
you.
condolences. Anybody else for appreciation? In the chat, Riley says, Jeffcom wants to extend their gratitude to our surrounding agencies who sent help during our active shooter incident. I am sure you are welcome, Riley, and we, on behalf of Colorado NENA APCO, would like to extend our appreciation to Jeffcom for your expert handling of a terrible situation. So great job to Jeffcom and everybody who was involved. I know South Metro set people and probably others that we're unaware of. Great job, Colorado, handling something that no one ever wants to handle. Anybody else for appreciation this morning? Gina says, can I appreciate the rain? Fire season is almost over. Yes, although I think our friends up in Meeker and Rangeley maybe like it less than you after the fire, but we can all appreciate moisture, I think, in the overall perspective. It is nice to see snow too. All right, we are full of appreciation this morning. This is great. Daryl says you can appreciate anyone who washed their car yesterday. That's why it's raining.
And that's why I did not wash mine.
Excellent. Well, apparently the rain came anyway.
Yep.
All right, y'all. Thank you very much for your appreciation and your kind words for everyone. And we will move to the treasurer's report. Kathy, you are up.
All righty. So there's really not too much going on right now. Currently in checking, we have $6,174. And in savings, we have $106,577.81. We paid, I think I talked about this at the last meeting. We paid the deposit for the conference venue. And then I paid the
No, it's the 131's attached to.
I think that was radio traffic.
Ah,
Yep.
Sorry, I thought I would.
I'm like, oh, yeah, sounded like radio traffic. I paid that state fee also that we do every year. Now I can't remember the name of it that we get. And it was $25. It's gone up from 10. So yep, there's inflation everywhere. Oh, hang on. Other than that, everything, both credit cards have a zero balance because I pay those off as soon as they come in. And that's where we are with the treasurer's report.
sounds great. Sounds like we're in good shape ahead of conference and awards season. Does anybody have any questions for Kathy? All right, I would take a motion to approve the treasurer's report.
I'll make that motion.
Thanks, Brittany. Do we have a second? I'll second. Any further discussion?
Nope, I just want to thank Daryl. He just put, it was the Secretary of State. And once I read that, I knew it was the periodic report thing. So thank you, Daryl.
Awesome. All right. Is anyone opposed to accepting the treasurer's report as given? Motion carries. Thank you very much. All right, moving on to old business. Let's hear from the awards committee on the awards process and the holiday party details, please.
I'll grab that one since Jody's not on. So we had a meeting on Friday. We're set for the, we did discuss trying to do two, whether it was what was going to be the best fit, and we did decide just to stick with one awards party for this year, but to still make sure we try and facilitate something for the Western Slope, either summer or like we obviously talked about spring being maybe a conflict because of the conference being in May. So just making sure we can still facilitate something for them next year as well, so that they've got a little shindig and we can recognize all of those small agencies on the Western Slope. So we're set for the main event. I was trying to bring up my agenda from the awards committee, but my home computer is ridiculously slow. As you heard, we're working on our flyer. We still have some nominations to get. It's been a slow go on getting nominations in there. So please, please, please get it out. Tell everyone that you know, get those nominations in. We do have another meeting this Friday just to touch base to see if we're going to extend the nominations by at least a week, just to try and collect as many as we can so that we've got a good bunch to send to Montana. Montana is going to be the chapter that's going to review those nominations and select our winners for us. And I think Jody's going to work on giving that to them in some type of either a Google form or something like that, where they can just read the nominations, fill out the form, and then it's sort of live for us to see. So we're not waiting a long time to get them back. Party's going to be November 14th, I believe. Is that right, Kathy?
Yes.
Yeah, November 14th. Again, main event in the Springs. We have the, semi-private space to do the awards from 11 to noon. And then activities for everyone that attends through the main event should be from noon to 3. So that is where we are at. Hopefully I didn't miss anything, because again, my laptop is ridiculously slow. That's why I'm on my phone too. Okay.
I have, I'll update the awards page. I think right now it still says Kansas is doing the review for us. I'll update that to show Montana.
Perfect. Thanks, Daryl.
All right. Thank you so much, awards committee, for working on the awards and nominations and organizing the party. I know it's a lot of work in a short amount of time, and I would echo Sarah's plea for nominations. State chapter awards are a really fantastic way to recognize your people. It's very close to home, and we want to make sure that we have a robust process. So there are a variety of awards. We have Telecommunicator of the Year, Supervisor of the Year, Director of the Year, Team of the Year, Center of the Year, IT Technology of the Year, Radio Frequency Technologist of the Year, the Walt Hardesty Servant's Heart Award, and I'm probably missing one or two, but they're all on our website. So please take the time to write a thoughtful nomination. It means a lot to your people. And it means a lot even if they are not winners, because it matters to be nominated as well. So I will pause and see if anybody has anything to add. And there's some conversation in the chat for Sarah. I don't know if you can see it, Sarah, if you're on your phone, but it says, Riley says she's happy to repost it on Facebook and keep her in the loop if you extend it so she can post it again. And Gina's going to push it out through the app as well. Does anybody have any questions or comments on the awards and holiday party?
The only thing I just want to mention is let's make sure that people who were nominated, even if they didn't win the award, are aware of it, because I don't think that was done last year.
Great reminder. Thank you, Kathy.
Yeah.
And also, you can come to the party even if you have nothing to do with the awards. It's a chapter holiday party. And so we want to see as many people there from the Colorado chapter as we can, and it's free. So why not? And Daryl says, please let me know if you extend it so I can update the due date on the website. All right. thanks you guys for working on that. Anybody else have any questions or comments? All right, Gina says, if someone from Western Slope isn't able to get to the party, I'm happy to work on getting to them in person to present it, maybe with other board members if possible. I am happy to travel anywhere, as you know, to present that as well with Gina and whomever wants to join us. So thank you very much, Gina. All right, next, the conference volunteer perks. So I kind of teed this conversation up at the last meeting and I asked for people to consider it. But we got some feedback last year and had some discussion amongst the board about what do we do for our conference volunteers. It seems kind of nutty to ask people to volunteer to organize the conference and then come to the conference and work the conference and also have to pay to go to the conference. And there's some question about board members paying for conference as well, since the majority of board members don't actually get to attend conference so much as they're running things behind the scenes and making sure everything runs smoothly. So it's a little awkward to talk about what we want to do for board members when we're all board members. But I think it's worth having the conversation, and I would like to hear from non-board members as well for what their expectations are for conference volunteers. We've thrown it out there to if the conference committee volunteers a certain number of hours ahead of the conference, then we would provide them with a free conference attendance or something along those same lines. So I will just open the conversation by saying that I do think that those who are committed to planning the conference put in a lot of hours that are volunteer, thanks to either their agencies who support them in doing so, or they're volunteering their own time outside of work time. And I would like to see if the chapter can support comping conference attendance for maybe a certain number of conference volunteers, or do it by hours volunteered. That's the original idea that I have thrown out there, and I will just open it for general conversation and other ideas, because my idea is not the only one. This is the part where you talk. So Riley cannot speak for herself, but she's got in the chat, I believe anyone who works the conference, whether a board member or volunteer, should not have to pay the registration fee. Hours volunteered can be hard to track since a lot of the work is back and forth emails. Fair point. Who else has thoughts? Gina says, maybe we offer active committee members a free pre-con since they work so hard leading up to the conference. Then they get a free day if they volunteer so many hours at the conference. That's another alternative, especially since last year we did do day passes for each day. Who else has thoughts? Michael, go ahead.
I agree. The people, the board members, the volunteers, the people who are running the show, I don't think it's right that they pay full pass. So whether that's a free pass, a graduated rate, depending on position, volunteer hours, I don't have a good answer for how to measure that, but I do think there should be something to their benefit, because it is to our benefit as participants.
How
Thank
many
you, Mikey.
volunteers do we usually have? Sorry, did I just cut somebody off?
No, I was just saying thanks, Michael, for his comment.
Okay.
Last
Other than the board members, how many volunteers?
Last year, I want to say we had about 10 people who were dedicated and committed to the planning process. That covers people who ran the call for papers and those who dedicated time for graphic design and social media promotion. And then we did have some people who were kind of involved in the planning process, but showed up and dedicated their entire conference to volunteering. So between all of those people and not counting board members, I would say the number was about 10, maybe 12.
Okay.
And we had, for reference, we had 165 roughly paid attendees to the conference. So Gina's got a comment in here. Actually, let me go back up. Talia, is it Talia or Talia? I'm sorry. Agrees with Riley, the conference should be covered. And Gina says board members should get a discount at least. I think that my agency would appreciate seeing that offered since the board members do quite a bit of work at the conference and come early to help set up. Many are also on the committee. It's hard to justify paying full price when they know I don't actually get to attend most of the conference. Thanks, Talia.
I agree with Talia and I agree with Gina. However, from my perspective at the authority, I don't have a problem paying for the registration because that's kind of like for me giving back to the chapter, even though I'm working the conference. So, you know, even if it was a discount, because it's a little bit, I have a little bit different situation. So I think maybe if we offered it and each board member could say, yeah, I'm going to take the discount or not, I don't have a problem paying full registration because that's one of the ways that I help support the chapter. But I understand where they're coming from.
Sure, and I think it's great that agencies that can afford to pay the full price would do so, but I also agree that it would be nice to either offer a discount or free conference for board members. Christine, I see that you're off mute. Did you have something?
No, I did not. Just agreement with what the group is saying, but I wasn't going to say anything.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to call you out. Who else has some thoughts? Scott, I know this is your first Colorado chapter conference, but I also know that you have a lot of experience in the commercial partner side of things. Do you know how other chapters might address this issue?
I don't. I'm trying to think. I mean, I know that for our own conference, Navigator, that the Academy puts on, they obviously comp a lot. They comp some clients, and they also pay for and comp all the speakers that speak as well. And I know most state conferences don't do that, but that's about the extent of my knowledge. But I do agree. I think we have to be careful. For example, I came in at the tail end of last year's planning. I really didn't do any work at the conference, though my name had appeared. And so I certainly wouldn't deserve a comped, I don't want, a comped thing for last year. And so I just want to make sure we don't have people that put their name on the list, don't do anything, I don't know if that occurs, but that would be my only concern.
Thank you. And yeah, that makes sense. Any other comments or thoughts? Okay, so after hearing everybody's comments and thoughts, this is kind of what I want to throw out there as a proposal, and you guys correct me if I get it wrong. It sounds like there is definitely a desire to reward conference volunteers or committee planning volunteers with a free conference, and I think that we could probably put some language around that. If you're on the planning committee, you need to attend a majority of the meetings. And volunteer your time at conference, said amount of time, maybe not specified, or maybe we do want to specify. And then do we want to offer free attendance for board members? Or do we want to offer discounted attendance for board members and possibly those board members that are named in the bylaws as conference planning committee roles, either because I know the second vice president is the chair, for example, and we've got an eastern and a western region that are supposed to be on there. So it could be split, whereas conference committee members called out in the bylaws as part of the committee would be offered a free conference, and the rest of the board members would get a discount, or how do we want to do that? Talia says, I'm good with discounted or free for board members, and someone gave a thumbs up in agreement.
I think if your position is in the bylaws, that you are supposed to be responsible for, working on the conference. You're kind of, and you've stepped up and you're, part of the board, then I think that should be free. And then I think for those positions, but sorry, I'm rethinking it as I'm talking. I hate it when
That's
that
fine.
happens.
But maybe we could also offer those board members that volunteer their time at conference a free day pass or something
right.
like
And
that.
sorry, that's where my mind was going. You just got there faster than me, Jennifer.
It's okay. I might be a little warmer than you are.
Probably.
Okay, so that's the tentative proposal. Then free conference for committed conference committee volunteers. Free conference for board members who are named in bylaws as on the conference planning committee, and discounted passes for board members who show up to conference and volunteer sometime. Does that sound about right? So our lawyer is the username, says, what is the financial impact of the volunteers not paying the registration? Is it a detriment to the funding of conference? And that's a good question. Again, we had about 165 paid attendance last year. And I would say maybe 12 of those were conference committee volunteers that were not board members. And then we had probably 8 board members pay. So we're looking at 20.
And what's
I'm
our
gonna look-
registration fee?
It was last year was 225.
Okay.
So I think the committee or the chapter will take a little bit of a hit, but I also think that the chapter or the conference committee is looking at reducing expenses this year in other locations, and maybe that I don't think this is going to be a huge financial hit, but I will turn to Kathy and our other financial people to back me up on that.
Well, I
Or
was just
prove me
looking
wrong.
at if we had 20 people who got a free conference at 225, that's $4,500.
Mhm.
So the other thing to remember is that we're only having one holiday party. We're not having 2. So we've saved some money there. But even at $4,500, I mean, we could also push, just a regular sponsorship for the conference and, see if we can get somebody to donate some money to that. So I don't think it's not going to be a huge hit, to our financials. And I think in the long run, it's going to be a benefit because I think we will have more people. When we advertise that, we're going to have people saying, "Ooh, I can get a free conference. I want to get involved." So I think it's an excellent way to try and grow involvement in the chapter as well. So I'm not really worried about $4,500 overall in the big picture.
Thank you, Kathy, and thank you, our lawyer, for the question. For perspective, also, we do give a complimentary conference attendance to the speakers. And sometimes those speakers are also board members and or conference volunteers. So it may be a little less of a hit even than what Kathy had just outlined. But obviously that's not guaranteed. Oh, Rosalie, thank you. Okay, any other discussion? If not, then I'm going to put forth that proposal that I just outlined to the board members for a vote via email. And any further discussion that we have among the board members, we will recap at the next meeting. Does that sound like a fair plan? All right. I'm going to go skip the next bullet point and come back to it. And I'm going to go to the TERT call out process, and I will take full responsibility. I have not yet had a chance to sit down with Linnell and talk to her about the TERT call out process. So we'll carry that over to the next meeting. But we are going to talk about the NENA 911 Goes to Washington State Captain. So we had this conversation at the last meeting. that we want as a chapter to get ahead of 911 Goes to Washington here in February. I think there's going to be strong interest, especially because the Senate passed was it the 911 Saves Act, or it was another act? I lose track of which act is which, but one act that would direct the OMB to classify 911 professionals as first responders, or public safety rather, passed the Senate. And so now we're hoping for that to pass the House. And I'm sure that'll be a talking point at 911 Goes to Washington if it doesn't happen before that. So I asked at the last meeting if there were anybody who was interested in serving as the state captain. And so I will ask for that again. Is there anybody present or know of someone who would like to serve as the state captain? Thank you, Michael. And I'm saying thank you to Michael because he put that in the chat.
Yeah.
Michael's
Oh.
got his hand up.
I would be willing to be the state captain for Colorado for 911 Goes to Washington.
Thank you very much. I see some applause coming in from other members. Is there anybody else?
I'll put my hand up. I just put it up in real time. So, Michael, thank you very much for offering that. Here are some of the issues that can happen. And I've noticed this, I mean, a few years ago, we had Mike Brewer, who would serve as the state captain. And he did a really good job because he used to work in Washington, D.C. He was familiar with how things worked out there, was able to set up meetings, do everything that we needed. Well, since then, there are quite a few authorities that have lobbyists. And so the problem that we'll have as just having one state captain is that, like, I'm just going to say for Arapahoe, we're going to go talk to the congressmen, representatives, whatever, that cover our area. And South Metro Fire has their own lobbyists as well. So they're going to go talk to a lot of the same ones that we already talked to, but they'll be talking about some of the same things for 911, but I know they also bring up some other stuff that's specific to fire only. So, and I know down in Garfield, I know that they have a lobbyist, and their lobbyist usually sets up meetings. So I'm not quite sure what the role of the captain would be, because it would not be the same as what it was when Mike Brewer was doing it, because everybody kind of has their own way of moving forward and setting up these meetings. Like last year, our lobbyist set up our meetings for us. So my thought process about this was we still want to be coordinated and we still, want to work together, but not do so many meetings with the representatives, congressmen, so that they are hearing us 4 or 5 times, the same thing 4 or 5 times, which can be good, but it could also get monotonous for them. So I know last year, and I'm sorry, I can't remember his name, the guy from NENA who sends out the emails about
Jonathan Gilad.
Thank you. Yes. When I was talking to him, he said, if that's the way it's kind of set up in Colorado, maybe you need to do regions. And that might be something different. I know that Renee Henshaw, she and I had a conversation about this at the PUC meeting a couple weeks ago, when it was down in the Springs. And she and I were talking and say we would be interested in helping with that, but we have to come up with a way that it's going to work, working with all the different lobbyists, all the different authorities and agencies, without overburdening our representatives and congressmen with so many meetings, if that makes sense to everybody.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Gina's also got comments in the chat, which I will read out for the record, but she says, yes, we have a lobbyist. Perhaps those with lobbyists can communicate our meetings to the captain so he is aware of them and whether or not help is needed, and also whether they are open to others attending if representatives overlap. And I would agree that I think someone who is just kind of coordinating and helping out and aware of what's going on when I say state level, I mean the chapter level, not like the state agency because we're at a chapter meeting. But I think that could happen. And I also had a conversation with Renee and also Andrew at Denver, who would appreciate some coordination in planning the meetings and also planning meetings for those that do not have lobbyists, and also someone coordinating so those who are maybe going to 911 Goes to Washington by themselves without other people at their agency have people in Colorado or from Colorado to go around on the Hill visits with and hang out with. But I'm going to defer to Daryl too, because he's been the state captain and probably has way more insight than I do.
Well, things have changed quite a bit since I was state captain as far as setting up meetings and how open the legislators are to meeting with members of the public. It's a lot harder to schedule meetings now. So I would say that you don't necessarily want to schedule multiple meetings with legislators if you can find a time for one meeting with, and usually it's not going to be with the legislator, it'll be with a staffer, then you should try to coordinate those and consolidate them, I think. So I do think that those agencies that have lobbyists should probably coordinate with Michael and myself, because I'll be helping Michael with this to try to minimize the overlap.
Well, Michael, do you still want it?
I am happy to help coordinate if that is the will of the board and the chapter.
Well, I would be happy to accept your self-nomination and throw it out there just one last time. Is there anybody else who wants to help Michael or serve as co-coordinator with Michael and Daryl?
I'm happy to help with that
Great.
if they need it. I don't know if they'll need it, but I'm happy to do it.
All right. I suppose I will take a motion to make it official to accept Michael Berry's nomination as state captain for 911 Goes to Washington.
So moved.
Thank you, Kathy. Do we have a second?
I'll second. Sarah second.
Thank you, Sarah. Any further discussion? Is there anyone opposed? All right. Thank you, Michael, very much for volunteering. We will put out some wording about this with your contact details so that those who are planning on going will know that to get in touch with you so that you can coordinate and just kind of keep a high level eye on everything that's happening. So I appreciate your willingness to volunteer. And thank you, Daryl, for helping, and Kathy. All right. Going down the list of committee chair reports, I know Jody is not here and we already talked about the awards committee. Do we have any update from the membership committee and our new co-chairs, Gina and Brittany?
I don't have any update.
Okay, and Gina says not from her either. I will say someone reached out to me from APCO and asked if there was anything that we do for welcoming new members to the chapter. And I said, not that I know of, but that may be a good topic for our membership committee to take up. So just throwing that out there as an idea. Conference committee, Sarah, what kind of update do you have for us?
Sorry, I had to get to my microphone. All right, so it's moving along pretty well. Again, conference is going to be at the Great Wolf Lodge. So dates are May 3rd is going to be setup day, pre-con May 4th, and then conferences May 5th and 6th. As we all heard earlier, that deposit has already been paid. We have our next meeting on Friday, the 26th. And during that, we're going to discuss, volunteers and things like that. So I'll bring to that meeting what we discussed today as far as free conference registration for volunteers and how we want to work that out. We're going to need to work on the call for papers. At our last meeting, we kind of discussed our pre-con and keynote speaker ideas. And so a couple of us, like I know Kathy was going to reach out to Joe and maybe Denise Amber Lee.
Yeah, I can give an update on that when you want.
Perfect. And then Gina was going to reach out to Chris Inman because I think they were going to see him at her agency. So she was going to be able to talk with him. So we're still working on those things as far as like who's going to be pre-con and keynote. And then, like I said, we've got to get call for papers out pretty soon. We'll start working on the schedule for that. We decided to go with a, sorry, and my dog, I don't know if you can hear him. He's barking at me and I apologize. We decided to go with like a Vegas theme. We thought that was something different. We haven't done yet like a casino night as far as an activity for Tuesday night for everyone there. So we're still kind of hammering that out and looking into how we're going to do that. But as a committee, we had several ideas, but really thought, you know, it's been a while since we've seen that, and it's something we can do, keep everyone in the hotel. For Monday night's activity was going to be maybe just like a little happy hour meet and greet. And then because we're at the Great Wolf Lodge and there's so much there in the hotel, wanted to allow anyone there for pre-con the time to just share and enjoy the facility. So trying to look down my agenda to see what else. Oh yeah, we still now with Scott should be with us on the next meeting. Thank you, Scott, for joining us. And then we'll discuss the sponsorship levels at the next meeting. All right, so Kathy, I don't if you that's about all I've got trying to run down my agenda. So
I'll just talk a little bit. I did reach out to Joe Serio and Nathan Lee about pre-con and keynote. I did get 2 proposals back from them. They are in the drive, in the Google Drive. Of course, both of them are very good. If we were worried earlier, we were talking about, you know, free conferences for board members. We can certainly offset that with, I'll just be, Nathan Lee offered us a pre-con and keynote with a free booth and no cost. So, and there may be a little bit more to that. That's what I'm remembering right offhand. Joe Serio did have a little bit of cost associated with his. So that's something that we'll discuss at the next conference meeting, and then we can get back to both of them. But I think both of them are great speakers and would provide great training. So I'm excited to have that conversation at the next conference meeting, but I think it's going to be good. We're going to have a good, either way, we're going to have a good pre-con class and then a good keynote. You're muted, Jennifer.
Go ahead. I was just asking Scott if he had something to add.
Okay.
Well, I was just going to say 2 things. One, now the name, Denise Amberly, Dan, is that his name?
Nathan Lee.
Nathan, sorry. Nathan Lee is actually a speaker at the conference that I'm at, and he's speaking today. I'm going to try to get in. I've never heard that speech, but that did seem like a very generous offer.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I do live in the Springs, so if anybody, if you need anything or need me to go to the hotel or check things or do things, I can do those kind of things because I'm fairly close. So
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Anybody have any questions or comments for Sarah and the conference committee? All right, well, thanks you guys for working on it. I know that it's going to be a lot of work over the next few months, and I know it's also going to be a lot of fun. So I appreciate all your hard work on it. Thank you. The outreach committee is vacant for a chair. Do we have anybody who wishes to volunteer as outreach committee chair?
Can you just briefly explain the committee's mission?
The outreach committee?
Yeah. Is that to get new people or?
No, that's the membership committee, but the outreach committee
Okay.
typically does coordinates the events, like 911 goes to the zoo, 911 goes to the Rockies, 911 goes to the Nuggets, Avalanche, the fun stuff, right? Outside of the awards committee, which is always the best party of the whole year. So that's what the outreach committee is.
That sounds right up my alley, but at this point, I think my plate might be a little full. Let me just take on one duty at a time.
No problem.
Do we,
I,
without somebody saying, I can't put one more thing on my plate, but I'm like everybody else here. It's already fallen off the edges, but I am certainly happy to reach out to one of our vendors and see if we can't coordinate something. And it's a vendor that I know has a good relationship with the Rockies for next year.
Mhm.
And hopefully they'll be better. And I can see if we can start working on something with them. I'm happy to do that without becoming the outreach committee chair if we need something like that.
yeah, I'd be supportive of that. What does everybody else think?
I think it's great.
Yeah, I think that would be great. Thanks, Kathy.
Sure.
Can I just ask, because outreach brings to mind something else that we used to do at my agency. Does the chapter do anything as far as outreach to young people to promote 911 careers, like high school? Have we ever done anything like that?
We haven't, but that doesn't mean that we can't.
Okay.
It's mostly a function of time.
Yeah.
And as we're working to involve more people in the operation of the chapter, I think that's an opportunity for someone who might have the passion.
Awesome.
Great. Technology Committee, any update, Daryl?
Nothing new to report.
Thank you for your work on the website and keeping everything updated. And thank you for your work on the app as well. And thank you, Gina, for continuing to run stuff on the app. Education Committee, did we lose Riley? Oh no, you're still here. Riley, what's the update? She's gonna type it. So I will go down to the next one. Oh, who's Jody? And she's not here. Nate's not here. Trina is here. Trina, do you have an update for peer support? And then when Riley types hers in, I'll read it out.
Sure, I have a brief update. So since the last meeting, I did reach out to the individuals interested in participating on the peer support committee. So the next step is I'd like to coordinate a virtual meeting with those individuals just to kind of set some goals and define our objectives. And I'd also like to reach out to the Colorado agencies through the APCO forum and just get the contact information for agencies' peer support coordinators and get that posted and available. So we can kind of maybe brainstorm kind of at that level. But that's really all I've been able to accomplish.
That's a lot, actually. And so thank you for working on that. And if you need the chapter Zoom account to facilitate those meetings, just let one of us know and we'll be happy to set it up and coordinate with you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Riley's asking for time because she's on the console, so we'll keep going. I don't see Linnell here. Our professional development committee is also vacant and looking for a chair, and that committee is set up and designed to help chapter members achieve their ENP, RPL, CPE, and the designations from both NINA and APCO. It also was conceived as an idea for maybe running a scholarship program for those programs. And so if that lights a fire in your heart and you're interested in leading that committee, please let one of us know. I will move on to the PUC update, which I will give very short update since we are coming up at the end of the meeting time, but we have a couple of proceedings that are open. One proceeding is to set the annual surcharge rates, and the decision to set those surcharge rates will be issued at tomorrow's meeting. It's required by statute to be issued by October 1st, and tomorrow is the last commissioner meeting before then, so that will get issued there. We have an open proceeding that was a formal complaint from Larimer County, or LEDA rather, versus CenturyLink, and we are awaiting the judge's decision on that. The third proceeding that we have open is a tariff amendment that would add GIS routing to the tariff. The beginning of that would be voluntary, but the Starting in March of 2026, it would be required for governing bodies to purchase that GIS routing. And that is a feature that would move us one step closer to Next Gen 911 implementation. So those are the proceedings that are open. We have our EZANet users group is having a special meeting tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? Yeah, on the 24th, starting at, I believe, 10. That is a meeting that is only for 911 professionals and not CenturyLink or Intrado. And we'll be talking about the future of 911 purchasing and call delivery in Colorado. So if you don't have that on your calendar, I highly recommend that you attend and come ready to ask questions and interact in that meeting. And then, of course, we have our regular EZANet users group meeting and or EZANet users group meeting coming up in October, second Wednesday. And we have a legislative committee meeting coming up here shortly, although it might get moved off of its Monday to a different day that week because that Monday that it's scheduled is a state holiday. Going back to education committee update. Thank you, Riley. First meeting is the September 26th at 1000. So email Riley if you want the link. And we have 7 members total currently. So that's great. Good job, Riley. And I'm looking forward to hearing more from the education committee. Does anybody have any questions either for Riley at the education committee or me at the PUC? All right. Thank you, Riley. We did have a national update from Jackie Romero via Sarah Shover. Sarah, is your dog going to let you speak?
Here's to hoping. So Jackie said that there was no new updates from National APCO, but the board members did meet in Daytona last week for had a meeting there, and then they should be getting updates, or she should be getting updates from them before our next meeting.
Sounds great. All right. We have a couple of questions regarding meeting scheduling. The first question, Jody asked me to bring to the board and asked if it was possible for all of our meetings that we have set at 9:30, could we please start them at 10:30? Because she has a direct conflict every single time with her board meeting and was wondering if we could be flexible on the time. I don't have a problem with that. What does everybody else's schedule look like?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that either.
What day are they normally on? I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. They're normally on Tuesdays, and I'm going to pull up the meeting schedule so we can look at it. I don't know. I can't see if that's what's showing or not.
Nope, we see you.
Oh, that's because apparently I quit sharing. That's fine, whatever. Here we go. Love Zoom, a little less than Google Meets, but way more than Teams. Okay, so
There
here's
we
our
go.
meeting schedule. So for all of those dates, could we possibly move it to 10:30 start time?
I think that'll be fine for me. Sorry, my dogs are barking now.
Wow. Gina says, I also have a conflict every month. I would appreciate changing the time. Brittany says she's good with changing to 10:30. So in the absence of any strong opposition from those who are not present, I'm going to go out on a limb and say we'll probably do that and we'll change the website accordingly. The other question I have for the board is we had a question about whether or not we want to have an October 28th meeting or do we want to have it on November 14th at our holiday party? Or do we want to skip the October meeting and just have our meeting on the 25th, which I think is also very close to Thanksgiving? Let's see.
I don't know if we built time in to the holiday party for a meeting.
I wasn't sure about that either.
Yeah. I think that might.
Well, I would say this for the holiday party. I mean, we have the room supposedly 11 to noon. Depends on how many people need to meet for the meetings. If it's just going to be board members that are in attendance, or if you want additional like chapter members to attend as well, because then that just cuts into their activity time because they have activity time from noon to 3. So that's
I
what
see.
that would be.
It doesn't sound like a meeting at the holiday party is really going to fit. But then the next question is, our October meeting is supposed to be a hybrid, in person and virtual on October 28th. Do we want to have a hybrid meeting, and do we have a volunteer to host somewhere on the Eastern Slope? Kathy, if you're speaking, you're on mute. Okay, she's talking to her dogs. If we have a hybrid meeting, I'm going to advocate for it to be a costume meeting because it's right by Halloween. And I actually have a decent costume put together this year, but we don't have to.
I think I remember, and she's not here, but Sarah Franz said she might be able to host. Remember when we were talking?
Yes, if she's back from medical leave. She cannot do anything regarding work while she's on medical leave. She's prohibited by JeffCom. So, not JeffCom, Aurora.
Aurora.
Sorry. I'm getting all turned around.
Previous employer.
Talia says, I second the costume idea. Okay, but then you have to come to the meeting in costume so we can see. How about we do this? Why don't we have further discussion about October's meeting and whether or not it'll be in person or hybrid via email amongst the board. And as soon as we know that date, we'll make sure to have it on our website so that our chapter members can attend. Does that sound fair deal? Talia says she'll be in costume no matter what. That's great. I love it. Okay. So that's settled for meeting dates and times. And just going back to this bullet point of how do we achieve the goals discussed. At our last meeting, we had a really good conversation about what each of the board members would like to see happen with the chapter. I think what I'd like to do is put that together into one document and put it out to our members and see what our members would like to see from the chapter. And then we will put it on the calendar or on the agenda for our October meeting, whichever way we hold it. And we'll talk about how we want to move forward with those goals, if that sounds like a good plan. All right. Well, I want to thank everybody again for coming to the meeting. And we do have 1 minute left. And so I will see if anybody has any good news going on that they would like to share with the group.
Work related or anything?
Anything, whatever we can help you celebrate.
I got a new dog.
You did get a new dog, and her name is?
Annie.
Also known as?
Annie Banani.
There we go. Congratulations.
Yeah, she's a good girl. Oh, come here. Come here. Good girl. See if I can pick her up.
Yeah, let's see the dog. And
No,
who else has
I'll
something
see
they'd
if I
like
can
to
get her.
celebrate? Thank you, Kathy.
Yeah.
Anybody else we can help celebrate something with? That was terrible grammar. All right. Well, for everybody who's got something good going on, we celebrate you, whether you shared it with us or not. Thank you for being part of the chapter. We very much appreciate your participation and your support. And we will see you in October, one way or the other. And we hope to see you at the holiday party on November 14th at Main Event in Colorado Springs. Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.